Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Herwire. I'm the owner of Herwire Financial. Plans with Direction. Today is the year of our Lord, October 28th, 2022. This is part 2 of Road to the Poorhouse, Mistakes to Avoid. I like to call it how I turned $1 million portfolio into 50 bucks in cash. Few important disclosures before we get started. Opinions, voices, material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performances referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. I'm neither an accountant nor a lawyer. Consult your advisor prior to taking any action. A few more disclosures. This material contains only general descriptions and is not a solicitation to sell any insurance product or security, nor is it intended as any financial or tax advice. For information about specific insurance needs or situations, contact your insurance agent. This article is intended to assist in educating you about insurance in general and not to provide personal service. It may not take into account your personal characteristics such as budgets, assets, risk tolerance, family situation, or activities which may affect the type of insurance that would be right for you. In addition, state insurance laws and insurance underwriting rules may affect available coverage and its costs. Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing company. If you need more information or would like personal advice, you should consult an insurance professional. You may also visit your state's insurance department for more information. Riders are additional guarantee options that are available to an annuity or life insurance contract holder. While some riders are part of an existing contract, many others carry additional fees, charges, and restrictions, and the policyholder should review their contract carefully before purchasing. Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Roundup of numbers from last night. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 32,033.28. Year to date, it's down 11.85%. The S&P 500 closed at 3,805.01, down 20.1%. NASDAQ 100 closed at 11,191.63, down 31.42%. Gold closed at $1,661.25. Year to date, it's down 9.17%. Bitcoin index closed at 20,486.06, down 57.23%. The US dollar index closed at 110.52, up 15.52% for the year. The 10-year Treasury closed at 3.91%. Year to date, it's up 2.39% from where it started the year at 1.51%. And the S&P Aggregate Bond Index closed at 190.71, down 14.02%. Now, I'm not a prognosticator, but October's looking like it's going to be a decent month. We still have 2 more trading days today and Monday, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be up for the month, especially given where we closed at the end of September. But we shall see. We won't know till Tuesday morning, or actually Monday night. Okay, more mistakes you can make on your way to the poorhouse. If you don't have a plan to replace your income if you're gone. Now, if nobody is dependent on you financially, this may not be that big a mistake. But if you've got people, loved ones that are dependent on your paycheck, you need to think about getting some life insurance, because insurance is important. You can lose the ability to become insured very quickly. Even if it doesn't happen, insurance is slowly getting more expensive as you age. And when you apply, generally speaking, you have to qualify medically when you apply. And if you have if you have a policy in place and something happens that would cause you not to qualify, your contract remains in place, at least in the state of New York. You can't get kicked out of a life insurance policy for getting sick, you know, in general terms. And all things being equal, men, you're going to pay more than your female counterparts, all things being equal, because women statistically live several years longer than us men. Two basic kinds of insurance: permanent, sometimes known as whole life, and there's another variety called universal life, and then there's term policies. Permanent life insurance is analogous to buying a house. You get a mortgage, and generally speaking, the cost remains the same all through your ownership of it. I mean, granted, every contract's going to be different, and there's going to be a lot of exceptions to that. It's going to be more expensive than term insurance. Term insurance is analogous to renting, although I hear these days renting is not that much cheaper than having a mortgage. I don't know, but it paints the picture. Basically, for the period of the term, you end up getting coverage, but once you stop paying, you're out. Whereas you build no value. There's no cash value to a term policy. And if you're in the state of New York, at age 80, they don't let you have it anymore because it's just prohibitively expensive. Second thing, and this is the one that's the most puzzling to me, giving up free money. If you work at a place that has a 401k or a simple IRA, you may be giving up free money if it has a match and you're not contributing. It's like giving up free money. The way I put it is, if you knew there was a bank in town that you put a certain number of dollars into a retirement account, they would match it dollar for dollar or 50 cents on the dollar. You know, how much would you stick in? And most people say I'd stick in either as much as I could afford or at least up to the point where I'm getting free money. What this means is if you put money away for your own retirement, the employer helps by matching up to a certain percentage. Now, one of the mistakes that can happen along the way is not paying attention to your vesting schedule. What a vesting schedule is they don't want somebody sign up for the job here in October of 2022, get some free money, and then 6 months later quit and take the money with them. So there may be a vesting schedule. Usually with 401ks, there is. Simple IRAs, not so much. Actually, I think with simple IRAs, the money's yours no matter what. But with a 401k, there are frequently vesting schedules. So it sure would be a shame if you change jobs and you just missed one of those landmarks. Like if you were at a company 2 years and 11 months and you were going to be fully invested with all the employer's monies after 3 years, if you could put off, you know, changing jobs for a month so you make it past that 3-year mark, that may be, you know, advantageous to you. Now, sometimes circumstances don't permit that. You get an opportunity you just can't pass up and you can't wait. But just do it well informed. Make sure you're well informed when you make the decision. The other mistake I see people make is they don't sign up because they have no idea where to invest it. They're afraid of making a mistake when they start putting money in. Well, it's my opinion that in the short term, even if you pick the worst possible investment, it's not a calamity because you're getting free money. I tell people, don't invest with me. Don't be cutting checks to me if you're bypassing your employer's money. Okay, I can't beat free money, and it's in your best interest to go get the free money. As a financial planner, I have to look out for your best interest. So go ahead and contribute, and even if you pick the wrong one, just consult with somebody like me as soon as possible. We can help get it straightened out. You don't want it to go on years and years and years, but if it's a few months, it's not going to be, in the long run, a big deal. And a qualified professional can help you figure out where to put your stuff. The last one for today is owning too much company stock. Many people, especially if they've worked for a company for a long time, will own lots of company stock. It's a loyalty thing, especially if their parents worked for the company or their grandparents. Well, this could be very, very risky. In general, owning too much of any one stock, it's my personal opinion, is risky, but it's doubly risky if you're working for the company, because then you may be tying your current and your future livelihood to the fortunes of one company. Okay, because company stock price can turn on a dime. Could be a bad headline, doesn't even have to be true. It could be company malfeasance. Everybody remembers reading about Enron. Or it could simply be regulatory changes where the government changes the rules and it adversely affects a particular industry or company. Part of the danger of having too much of company stock, especially in your company-sponsored retirement account, is the inability to quickly exit your position. Same is true if you're buying any company stocks in a dividend reinvestment plan, i.e. a DRIP. That's the acronym for it. What you get with these two plans is you don't have to pay brokerage fees, but it might be penny wise and pound foolish, because with these, they generally speaking have fixed days to get out. Whereas if you have all of that stock in a brokerage account, even if it is an IRA, you can, working with your financial professional, set up stops so that if it drops, you know, a certain percentage, you sell off a certain percent automatically. And the example I used back in late 2007, a friend who'd been working for a certain large multinational company had about $500,000 in company stock. They sold it in 2008 while it was about $36 a share. About a year later, it was worth $6 a share. Now, granted, the market was crashing, and they still lost money. They just didn't lose nearly as much, because here, you know, with this kind of fall, it would have seriously impaired their ability to retire. Okay, how I can help you avoid the path to the poorhouse. As quickly as the market falling can harm your financial future, there are things that can cause greater harm, can sometimes happen much more quickly, as in the case of death. Can really mess up your family's financial plan if all of a sudden their primary breadwinner dies with no plan to replace their income. In other cases, it might be a little bit more subtle, like giving up free money, you know, at your employer's plan, or concentrated stock positions. And many of these things can be avoided with the right plan. The biggest value I bring to the table is helping you avoid expensive mistakes. It's not beating the market on a regular basis. I won't do that. Nobody does. I will make you aware of things that could cause harm to your financial advice. Okay, there's several stages you're going to go through after you graduate. Whether you're graduating from a welding school or an engineering school, you're going to need a different plan for each of these stages. During your working years, you need answers to two critical questions. Am I saving enough to retire in a manner and time of my choosing? And is it in the right place? I can help with that. A plan will help with that. Retirement. When you're in retirement, how do you avoid running out of money before you run out of life? And legacy. Does what I worked hard for to get to where I wanted it to after I'm done with retirement? Plans will optimize your chances of getting your wishes fulfilled. And how to reach me? Go to herwirefinancial.com. At the top of every page of my website, in the upper right-hand corner, shown here, is the schedule an appointment button. I do Zoom, I do phone, I do in person. And if you like this video and would like to see more like it, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's that red button in between the Facebook and LinkedIn buttons. If you have friends, please share this with them. And you can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. And for those who not really into the internet thing, I want to just give me a call. My phone number is 518-631-2569, 518-631-2569. Have a terrific day.